It's an interactive show. There's a text message that I got this morning from the Kotoka International Airport, which I feel I just need to read before we start. So this is from Faustinus Gemega.
Okay.
Faustinus Gemega. Yeah. Good morning, team. Kindly send some reporters to the Kotoka International Airport. There is total chaos, and passengers have arrived in the country with their bags not having arrived yet. Some passengers complain about arriving a month and their bags still not having been in. We were told that the guys at Amsterdam Airport are on some sort of strike and it's causing huge bag logs in luggage. So we don't know whether it's the Ghana Airport Company that's supposed to respond to this. We need some clarity on the matter of arriving without your bags, and that can be very precarious because even the way we wait for the bags, we don't have too many of the
carousels.
Yes, and sometimes when there's a huge flight, like when I arrived from the UK,
the Emirates,
you even get a space to stand to wait for your bag because the airport. I still feel we need more space. Initially when the airport I thought it was that big, but when you go to international airports, you realize that they give a bit more space. Yeah. And the other things that Ghanaians like traveling with bags. We have placed our
15 luggage.
Charlie,
Why?
Yeah, because it's called Agba Mekano.
Oh no.
You know Agba Mekano?
Agba Mekano.
Yeah, if you don't bring anything,
everybody's wanting something.
You have to bring something. So Charlie, people hold this. So KIA, please attend to this text message. In the meantime, what are the papers saying?
Let me take you to the Ghanaian Times for this morning. The big story talks about $10 billion big push agenda takes off. Yesterday, the president was in the Volta region and then also in the Greater Accra region to launch that big agenda. Also on the front page this morning, a troubling one, 5 dead in Wakrom Junction road crash. There's a correction made here on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. We are told police fires warning shots to disperse rioting tattoo students. And Sacred Dotiye for Asante Hima begins.
Dotiye. Yes. Okay. So
Dotiye.
the Herald newspaper this morning says Roads Minister demands answers on 40 billion Ghana cedi inherited debt as Mahama launches big push to modernize Ghana's road network across all 16 regions, and MasterCard plots AI road to Africa's $16.5 billion US market, 230 million digital jobs expected by 2030. Central Regional Minister cries over water. Nyako headworks shut down, and that's affecting 10 districts as a result of illegal mining. Energy Minister advocates robust framework for Africa's green transition.
The Chronicle says Mahama's $10 billion big push takes off. Bogoso Prestia mine Buhaha. Blue Gold files $1 billion arbitration claim against Ghana. Counts with a photograph of the Attorney General. And Educhum has been targeted for smear campaign, according to his spokesperson.
So the Inquisitor says position on Arab's dismissal, GBA under fire. And Gold Board and Masks Gold Smuggling Syndicate, also Cocoa Board CEO, engages Japanese chocolate manufacturers, declare partial state of emergency to deal with illegal mining. This is Ken Ashigbe to President Mahama.
The News Center says 100 million Ghana cedi gold cartel busted. 3 nabbed and 1 million Ghana cedi bounty for 4 suspects on the run. The big push makes the front page. Meanwhile, Mahama's response to Galamsey unsatisfactory. The Catholic bishops of this country are not happy. And then something here that says EcoBank hands over 500,000 Ghana cedi modern refurbished health center to Dowenya North.
Daily Guide has the gold smuggling syndicate story here as well. Bogosu Prestia mine, Ghana risks $1 billion arbitration and declares state of emergency on Galamsey. Catholic bishops demanding. Educhum targeted for smear campaign. That story is here as well.
I take you to the Custodian newspaper and Johnson Asiedu
Come on,
the new president.
Yeah, man.
You know the tie clip we they use those days.
Tie clip.
Yes. 2000.
Yeah. So
he clip it tire.
He clip up the way he wears suit.
Thank you.
Yes, President.
Wear gankui.
Allah.
Your Excellency mosquito.
Chale ebiso chale. Du kolaka. I see a do get here starts NDC 2028 presidential bid.
Yeah, man.
Also on the front page this morning, we are told that Akan NDC youth revolt and they are shutting down NHIS office as well as NADMO offices elsewhere. And then the story about the Tamale Technical University students clashing with the police.
Very
also
unfortunate scenes
makes
from
the
yesterday.
front page, yeah.
The informer Galamsey War government warned against selective prosecution. Most Reverend Matthew Kwesi Jemfi, president of the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference, is here. CJ urges decisive action on Galamsey, says time to act is now on drug trafficking, narco targets, e-commerce and internet services. CDD Ghana raises alarm over $200 million presidential election cost, and commentary why the AG vs GBA clash matters for Ghana's democracy. Whereas while at it, GBA rejects AG's bias accusation.
My final newspaper, the new publisher says, bounty on gold smugglers, 4 million Ghana cedi cash for you. Just bring these men alive.
Wow.
The story of Siedun Ketia also makes the front page. Also, the university students clashing with the police, and lodge members storm Mensha.
And the Ghanaian publisher is the final one. Ghana faces $1 billion arbitration of $1 billion over Bogosu Prestea mine indecision. NPP blast police over tattoo. That's the Tamale Technical University students' brutality. Asiedun Ketia fuels 2028 bid. Gold board bus smugglers place $1 million Ghana cedi bounty on 4 suspects: Mohammed Afasa, Putalan Abdul Karim, Mohammed Nandoli Rafiq, and then Sadiq Abubakar are the people on the
The
run.
Daily Graphic, big push project takes off. President Mahama cuts short for 3 major roads. He's photographed wearing a hard hat and is, I think, driving or moving one of these earth-moving machines. Air pollution is now top killer. Overtakes HIV/AIDS and malaria, according to a study. Guys, let's be careful. Benue land dispute, 5,000 school children displaced, 44 schools shut down. And then Catholic bishops call for state of emergency in the Galamsey fight. I'll just give you 2 or 3 headlines per website, and then I'll get into the details.
Yeah.
If you take citynewsroom.com, my selected headlines have to do with Felix Kwachofosu giving some updates. It says government to station soldiers permanently in 44 Galamsey hotspots. This was on face-to-face with Umaru Sanda yesterday. Toby Apede says oral 24-hour economy key to Ghana's transformation. Meanwhile, Kokmak, do you know Kokmak?
Kokmak.
Cement manufacturers. They say influx of Kimco cement. Kimco from Togo could undermine Ghana's industry.
King Kong.
So we are in an era of after, but people still don't want cement from outside. Tempani doesn't have a kilometer of tarred road sky. I think one day we need to do a program on this. I've heard at least 5 MPs
say that,
speak on City FM, particularly say that there isn't a single kilometer of tarred road in their constituency.
Yeah.
I've heard, I think, Afram Plain South. I've heard one of the Garu MPs. I've heard a couple of them say. So this one is the Minister for Public Sector Reform. She says there's not even a single kilometer of tarred road in her constituency. All right. And then here's another one. We won't leave unless you kill us. CMB drivers, traders resist alleged land grab. Again, a lot of land guard stories in the past few weeks. Keep an eye on this. All these stories on citynewsroom.com. Now, ChannelOne News has a number of stories. We are calling for radical action, not military revolution. Catholic bishops on Galamsey. Another land matter. Okpogli youth vow to sue TDC over what? Land issues. This one is also troubling. Tattoo. Do you know tattoo? Tattoo students forced into open defecation over poor toilet facility. Yesterday, Tamale Teaching Technical University, they had a protest march, and they said, Charlie, sometimes they have lectures and people are doing number 2 across the street. This is not very good at all. My joy online, so this is Channel One on newsonline.com. My joy online is leading with Educhum. Poverty, not cost of living, is Ghana's greatest threat. He also says presidency demands a mindset to turn Ghana upside down, says Educhum.
Okay.
Meanwhile, BEC malpractice expose shows corruption creeping into schools. Chief of Staff is speaking as well. So let's get into the details. I think we should start with the road projects.
Yes. So we're going to take you to that story on the center spread of the Ghanaian Times this morning. The big push taking off. Julius Yao Petechi, writing for the Ghanaian Times, says President John Dramani Mahama yesterday broke the ground to mark the commencement of the 10 billion US dollar big push infrastructure initiative, which is happening across the whole of the country. Now, the initiative, we are told, is intended to accelerate infrastructural development to drive job creation and prioritize the completion of uncompleted and abandoned critical infrastructural projects across all sectors. Now, for the symbolic takeoff of the ambitious initiative, the president cut a sword for the construction of the Dodowa Afienya Dowenya Road.
Yeah, man.
He also later in the day cut the sword for the construction of the Atimpoku Asikuma Anyirawase Ho Denu Aplau stretch at Titrinu near Ho.
That's 117 kilometers.
Yes. In all, there are 32 road projects earmarked under the initiative with 13.9 billion Ghana cedis budget for this year alone.
Stay with that story because the minister is complaining that he inherited a 40 billion CD debt and he can't see the roads to match that.
Yes, that's the angle Herald Pickett from Roads Minister says that a colossal 40 billion Ghana cedi debt owed to road contractors. He's inherited that, and yet, according to him, it is difficult to show tangible results of what the money was spent on, despite his travels across all 16 regions. Now, the sword cutting for the Dodowa Afienya Dowenya Road project, President Mahama announced a 24-month completion deadline, and then he praised Oswald Investments Limited, the contractor, as one of Ghana's best, and he assured the people that the work will be done in 24 months, but according to him, the contractor had assured that work will be done in ahead of time. They will get that done ahead. Now,
he also praised First Sky, who has been giving the whole road to do. And he says once you have First Sky on the road, you can be rest assured they will do a good job. But he said something about wheelbarrow contractors. He said since he took over office, people have been calling him asking for contract, thinking that you can, once you have a wheelbarrow, you can contract the road or something. So they should be careful there. So that was a road project. We'll deal with this much more later.
Yeah, just to emphasize that if you go to page 9 of the news center, they focus on the fact that it is going to be across the country.
So give me some highlights.
So the story on page 9 says Mahama launches big push to benefit every region. So
so this is just the first phase?
Yeah, that's right, the first phase. So President John Dramani Mahama has assured Ghanaians that his government's flagship big push infrastructure program would deliver equitable development across the country, with all 16 regions set to benefit from a massive rollout of road projects.
Meanwhile, the MP for Timpani and Minister for Public Sector Reform, Lydia Lamisia Kanvariba, has decried the poor state of roads in her constituency, revealing that not even a single kilometer of road in that constituency has been tarred. Speaking about the situation, the MP described the lack of road infrastructure as deeply troubling. Sadly, and I keep on saying, it's very sad because Timpani does not even have 1 kilometer of tarred road. She told Eyewitness News yesterday.
Well, this weekend I will meet Terminator. You know, he's laying his wife to rest.
Not everybody knows who Terminator is.
The
former minister for Rose.
Christian Mwakwata.
Yes. So he's having his mother's funeral, I think, or something. Something to do with his So you are going there to interview him?
No, he sent me an invitation.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be representing
as his tormentor in chief. Oh, then you're a big man.
Okay. So I'll be representing the Republic and the funeral. So you have to give me the contribution.
No problem.
Yeah, it's very important. Now, CJ urges decisive action on Galamsey.
Okay.
Says time to act is now. Story is on the Informer newspaper, page number 3. The cruel devastation caused the country's forests and water bodies by activities of illegal mining, locally known as Galamsey, has become an issue of great concern to all. Now, following government's reluctance to take a decisive action by declaring a state of emergency in areas affected by Galamsey, voices of reason from academia through to the judiciary have called for more pragmatic efforts to combat the scourge without fear or favor. As a result, the acting Chief Justice, His Lordship Paul Bafo-Boni, has stated that the time to end the menace is now.
Can you stay with that? You said Central Region, 10 districts are suffering from the collapse of a water treatment plant because of Galamsey. I think this is the Kwenyako treatment plant.
That's true.
It was one of the headlines you read this morning.
While you're looking for that, let me just quickly tell you about what is in the news center about Galamsey. So, declare state of emergency on illegal mining. This is according to the coalition, and the coalition against Galamsey Ghana has reiterated its call for government to immediately declare a state of emergency in areas bedeviled with illegal mining, also known as Galamsey, to effectively tackle the menace. Down there, just below that story. Mohammed's response to Galamsey unsatisfactory. And this is coming in from the Catholic bishops. I brought you that story yesterday.
Yes.
And then on page 2, the big one.
Yes.
100 million Ghana cedi gold cartel busted.
Let's
Let me bring you the water one. So, Central Regional Minister cries for water. The Central Regional Minister, Eko Pinyin Ochere Eduamo, has disclosed that about 10 districts in the region are facing an acute water shortage following the shutdown of the Kwenyako headworks by the Ghana Water Company Limited. The shutdown became necessary after intake pumps at both treatment plants broke down due to heavy silt accumulation, a problem traced to illegal mining activities upstream in the Eastern region. I was speaking to journalists after a meeting with the local government and rural development committee of parliament. The minister said, quote, it is affecting over 10 communities, 10 districts. Yes, so we are talking about Gomoa East, Gomoa Central, Gomoa West, Aguna East, Aguna West, Ekumfi, part of Ekumfi, and even part of Accra, because you have Kaswa and Ewutu.
That could be over 1 million people.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, minister in charge of government communications and MP for AAK, Felix Kwacho Fosu, says that government will intensify the fight against illegal mining by deploying soldiers to all 44 Galamsey hotspots. Quote, all the 44 areas that are threatened by Galamsey, there's going to be a permanent military presence. He explained that unlike in the past when security forces would conduct some short-term operation before withdrawing, the new strategy would maintain a lasting presence. That's what he told Umaru Sanda Ahmadu on face-to-face yesterday. Sky, back to gold.
Yes, so the story about the Gold Board says the Ghana Gold Board, according to the news center, has announced the arrest and prosecution of what it describes as the most elaborate gold smuggling syndicate uncovered since its establishment. Now, the syndicate involving Rafmo Gold Limited and NK Benak Enterprise is alleged to have illegally purchased and attempted to smuggle gold worth over 100 million Ghana cedis in just the last 2 months alone. Now, at the press conference held at the Gold Board headquarters in Accra, the Chief Executive Officer of the Gold Board, Mr. Sami Jemfi, disclosed the details of the investigation, arrest, and ongoing prosecutions. Now, he stressed that the case is a watershed moment in the fight against illegal gold trade and pledged the board's unwavering commitment to restore the integrity of the gold.
Bernard, please let me highlight the plight of some students, Ghanaian tertiary students. So stop this over exploitation. University of Ghana students demand action against astronomical hostel fees. Now, some students of the University of Ghana are demanding urgent action against what they describe as outrageous and exploitative hostel fees charged by private facilities around the campus. In a strongly worded statement on Facebook, the SRC General Secretary Sandra Owie called out hostel operators, accusing them of deliberately milking students under the guise of accommodation. Let me give you some breakdown. So according to her, students are being billed as high as 10,000 Ghana cedis for a shared room of 4 and a jaw-dropping 38,000 Ghana cedis for a single room, figures she described as financially draining and mentally exhausting. Now, we slammed the consistent hikes at Vikings, Pent, and other hostels, stressing that the lack of affordable alternatives has created a monopoly that preys on students.
Well, they are not only unhappy in that particular school. If you go to the north of the country, there's a story here from Mohammed Gaddafi in Tamale in the Castilian that says the scores of students of the Tamale Technical University, TATU, yesterday morning clashed with personnel of the Ghana Police Service after staging a demonstration against management of the institution. Now, some of the protesters sustained various degrees of injuries as a result of the rubber bullets fired by the police in their attempt to control the crowd. Apparently, the students.
So the students are saying that there are so many things. Graduate students, speaking on behalf of TATU, said Tuesday was the last resort after several letters and meetings with management failed to resolve their concerns. They accused management of systemic neglect of student welfare, financial mismanagement, and unjustified fee increments. They said there's poor sanitation despite collection of sanitation fee, lack of medical services despite medical examination fee, and developed infrastructure, development levies, and alleged diversion of exam funds. They even say that sanitation has come to such a bad level that there's lack of proper toilet facilities that force some students and even outsiders to resort to open defecation. Quote, the washroom and the toilets are nothing to write home about. There's open defecation at the lecture hall, main entrance, and the general sanitation is disastrous. Even outsiders engage in it. And to some extent, some of the students engage in open defecation because the washrooms and the toilet facilities are not suitable. University students, they go lecture. Oh, no, this is not good.
Menu. Anyway, let me take you to a story that
Minister for Education,
Please do something.
Take this as a personal
Please.
charge and resolve the issues at Tamale Technical University. It's very important.
Let me take you to a story that would excite you. Page 8 of the news center says 2/3 of Ghanaians want MMDCs elected, not appointed. Now, the story says a nationwide poll conducted by the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, has revealed that a significant majority of Ghanaians prefer the election of metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives on a non-partisan basis. Now, the findings come amid persistent public debate and previous attempts to amend the constitutional articles dealing with this matter to allow for the election of these officials.
There's a very troubling story on page 16 of the Daily Graphic. Air pollution now top killer. Overtakes HIV, AIDS, and malaria. This is a story by Beatrice Lai. A recent study has revealed that air pollution is now the leading cause of death in the country, overtaking HIV, AIDS, malaria, and road traffic accidents. According to the study, over 30,000 deaths annually in Ghana are now attributed to air pollution-related illnesses, such as asthma, lung cancer, and cardiovascular disease, a toll surpassing those from malaria and HIV/AIDS. Sources of pollution range from vehicular emission, open waste burning, use of firewood, pesticides from farming activities, and dust from road construction. The data revealed that air quality levels in many locations far exceeded Ghana's EPA standards and WHO guidelines, confirming the dire state of air quality. You know, Edwin Kwakufi has been doing a series of stories on this, speaking about apps that we should use. I think we should take this very seriously. Now, the study was spearheaded by PSS Urbania Consult, a Ghanaian urban planning and environmental consultancy, and it basically did a one-year research which began in August 2024 and extended to 2025 September, involving 60 sites in Greater Accra. Key pollution hotspots were Ablekuma Central, Ablekuma North, Ablekuma West, Adenta, Ablekuma South, Ashielu Keteke, and Okankwe South. Others are Ayawaso Central, Ayawaso East, Ayawaso North, Ayawaso West, Klotekole, which is here, Ladade Kotopong, Lankwantana Madina, Okankwe. We are all inside. Now, it says data on PM2.5, PM10, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, Basa.
There's a customs officer, Augustine Adega. Every single day he sends me videos of vehicles and their emissions and why it's important. We need to
have all of them to do. Anyway, thank you, gentlemen. That was a newspaper review. There's more when we come back.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Oh, jump on.